have the power.
Hey bro fans, this is Todd, and today we're going to open up the 2000X Prince Adam. Now, it's funny is I just had this guy sitting on my floor forever just waiting to open him, and I just kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, and I'm like, tomorrow I'm getting new figures, so I'll make new videos. I just got to get this review done on this guy. And at first I was going to show all my different Prince Adam figures ever, and I thought, no, I'm just going to show all the 2000X ones. So we're going to go through the original 2000X, a custom one, and this one, and we'll talk about this Prince Adam and how he fits into the Masters of the Universe Origins cartoon series. All right, let's turn the camera around and let's get going. All right, so let me lower this camera down, and there he is, Prince Adam. Now, what's funny is originally, oh, my camera thing's wrong. There we go. Originally, Prince Adam looked the exact same as He-Man. And it was the weirdest thing because he looked the same except for a tan and his vest. And it's like no one could tell the difference, but yet this blue He-Man, people confused for He-Man all the time when really it was Faker. So it's just kind of funny when you think about how these things... Whoa, hold on a second. Hold up. Weird. I had my arm upside down on my camera thing. That's why it was so weird. There we go. Now I got it right. Okay, so let's go ahead and open this guy up and take a look at him. Let's look at the back of the box. And here we have Prince Adam and some cool villains after him. And then it shows he can hold his staff and other figures in the line. Which is funny. We actually already did get a 2000X Skeletor. This is a new version of 2000X Skeletor. And that's about it. I really hope he comes with a sword. Really? They're not going to include his sword? Oh, that's crazy. Well, hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully I'll see it in the back of the box when we get it open. Let's go and pop him out of here and see what he looks like. He is the secret identity of He-Man. And what's cool is he looks different than He-Man, which is not the norm that we have for Prince Adam for the original cartoon. He looked the exact same, and 2000X changed that to be a smaller teenager. I think he was supposed to be 16 years old or something, turning into He-Man. All right. I love the new card art they use for these. You can see the 2000X Castle Grayskull in the background, and it just looks cool. I did not get a lot of 2000X figures, as you guys know. I have Roboto on the way sometime, but as far as He-Man and everything else, I don't believe... No, I think I did get him, actually, just because I wanted to get all the He-Man figures, but I don't think I got any others. Well... I got the two. I got Evil Lynn. I don't know. I'll have to take a count of them later. Let's go and pop him out of here. Get on out of there. There we go. And there he is, Prince Adam. Now, I do want to talk about something right off the bat that kind of shocks me, is his pants. His pants are kind of purplish in color, and the original figure just had straight up gray pants, no purple at all what's in it whatsoever. So that's already a slight difference. I actually do like the dark purple better than just the gray. It's more reminiscent of the original Prince Adam, so I'm glad they went with that. I like the shirt is like ultra white. That looks really cool. And he has the short vest, the half vest that we saw in the cartoon. And I'm actually really digging the way this figure looks. Let's go and talk about articulation. You can go in the back there. We have ankle articulation. We have a boot cut, a single jointed knee. We have hip movement. His waist turns. No ab crunch. His arm moves to the shoulder. No bicep cut. He does have a single jointed elbow. I really like the way they form the arms on this. It's a very cool sculpt. And then his head moves. Now, at first glance, this figure does not scream He-Man figure to me, but it does scream Cadillac Dinosaur. If you've never seen those figures, look it up. They are such cool figures, and this feels like a Cadillac Dinosaur figure. The way it's made, the size of it, the shape of the way they did the muscles and stuff. I mean, if I didn't know, if someone just handed this to me and I didn't know what the 2000X cartoon, I would think it was part of the Cadillac Dinosaur series. And he just looks like that. And I love it because I loved Cadillac Dinosaur. It was a fun set. My kids had it and it was cool. And yes, no sword, just the scepter. Now, the reason why I'm upset about no sword is I will explain right now when I go ahead and bring up the 2000X He-Man from the original toy line. So here's the 2000X, the new original toy line. And of course, our biggest complaint was he looks like Luke Skywalker. I want to go to Toshi Station and get some power converters. Ooh, he looks like that, doesn't he? Just the whiny prince, whiny prince Adam, the whiny Luke Skywalker. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Star Wars, as you guys know, but this looks so much more like what we expect to see Prince Adam look like than this one here, the whiny kid. Now, remember, when 2000X cartoon came out, the figures came first and the cartoon came after. So that was something kind of interesting. Now, he came with his sword. Now, look at this sword. And this is the sword that He-Man came with at the same time frame. And you can see that the Prince Adam sword is much smaller and closed up. And that's why I wanted the Prince Adam sword, was because it's different, because the sword actually grows in the cartoon to become a heavier, bigger sword. And so I was hoping we'd get the Prince Adam sword, shink, so then he could, you know, when he transforms to He-Man, it's a bigger sword. And we also didn't get any way to store the sword, even if you wanted to put your own sword on there. Well, the original toy did have, wrong sword, did have a spot. Now, one thing I did not like about the original toy was this giant Scepter. Giant Scepter! And this giant Scepter, the idea was that it had flick power, so you flick this here, then you could shoot it off. And so that's the idea. It was a self-propelled kind of weapon. But because this thing was so big, his left hand was monstrously, hugely open and couldn't hold any other weapons in his hand except for his own. And this is like Flopsy Mopsy. So the only thing you put in his hand is this. And that was it. You couldn't put a He-Man shield in his hand or anything else. Only the one weapon that he was made to come with that had the flick power. Oh. Which, it's kind of lame that you got to flick it with your finger to shoot it out. But oh well, that's fine. That's just the way they did it back in 2000X. Now, originally the first figure only had limited articulation. Only the hips right here. The waist that had a spring waist. So he had the spring power. And then his arms would move, but no elbow. The shoulder would come out though. And then his head would move. Now, personally, because this Luke Skywalker head drove me crazy, I ended up sticking a regular, ordinary He-Man 2000X head on him. And I think it looks way better than just the Prince Adam head. Even though, you know what? I think I did use the Prince Adam head. I just swapped the hair. That's what I did. It actually is the same head. It's just a hair swap. I forgot that's how I did that. I couldn't remember what I did with it. I thought I swapped the whole head, but no. It's just He-Man's hair on Prince Adam's head. Yes, looks so much better. So much better. All right, on to my custom. This is my custom 2000X Prince Adam, and he's made for Classics line. Now, of course, the biggest issue with this Prince Adam is he's huge. And so because of that, it's not like he's a 16-year-old kid transforming into He-Man. He's an adult male in these clothes turning into He-Man. And it was a pretty easy custom. Basically, I took these parts from other figures, added this right here, took my wife's hairband. I had this vest from an old 80s He-Man figure, the one that had the separate stitching on the shoulders here, which looked way cool. And then I just stuck that on there. And then I got this sword from a Chinese knockoff version of a giant He-Man. And I liked the sword. Maybe it might have been a giant Prince Adam. I don't remember. But it was different enough that it did look more like, you know, granted it is just slightly smaller because the edge wasn't sharp on top. But the actual shape of it was slightly different. It's actually... Let me see if I can turn this. Turn! Oh, it's not. That's funny. I always thought it was just this piece cast, but weird. It is like the folded up version. Okay. I didn't realize the whole thing was there. It's just missing these little edge pieces sticking out the final edge, but they're supposed to be like folded in. So this was my Prince Adam sword that I got from the Chinese knockoff version. I don't know if it was a knockoff Prince Adam or a knockoff He-Man. I don't remember what it was. Someday I probably should scan it in and make copies for people that need it, since it was a copy of a sword anyway. But there you go. There is my custom 2000X Prince Adam for Classics. And I believe these arms were from Vicron. So these are Vicron's forearms here. And then I added some white grayish paint to make the sleeves. And there you go. Oh, my ears are ringing. What the heck? Anyway, so am I disappointed in this figure? Only for one reason and one reason only, and that is no sword to put in his sheath on the back. But other than that, this figure looks really cool. But again, I used to love my kids' Cadillac Dinosaur toys, and he looks so much like that. He even feels like that. That's just so bizarre how your mind imagination takes over. Oh, I forgot to tell you, wrist articulation, back and forth so you can't hold the sword aloft, and wrist articulation back and forth on here. All right, but I think he's well worth getting. He is one cool looking figure. Let's see how he compares next to my Minotaur. Oh no, he is huge. Watch out, Prince Adam, you are doomed, and you don't have your sword. Oh no, I don't have my sword. I can't transform. Bonk. Oh. Oh. I am the Minotaur of the Castle Grayskull. Bum bum bum. All right, I'll put my Minotaur away. And you'll have fun, fun, fun till the Minotaur's taken away. All right, but he is a cool figure. I like the burgundy on the vest. It's actually better than I thought it was going to be. All right, I might throw some pictures up of Cadillac Dinosaur in this video, so if you saw them, I put them in there for you. How cool is that? Until next time, like they say in the 1987 movie, good journey. Good journey. And I'll see you guys. He is so cool looking. I was not expecting this to be as cool as he is. I am loving this little figure. Anyway, that's it. Good journey. See you next time. Bye now.
If you found enjoyment, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Do it.